All right, so I'm kind of excited for this topic. I know I've been looking at it throughout the week, and I know that when I sent you some stuff on it, I know that you were kind of hyped to talk about it. But this week we're talking about the Black Panther and possibly who may be casted as the next Black Panther. So it's not officially confirmed,
Hmm.
but we're gonna kind of talk about it here. You know, there's some events that happened in the prior week to kind of get something thinking as far as like who's gonna be the next Black Panther. So um at Universal Hollywood Studios this past week, they had Marvel and Vogue teamed up for a little event, and basically it just had some actors dressed as the Black Panther characters. You had who'd you have? You had Angela Bassett dressing up as Queen Ramonda
Hmm.
for as basically the queen in the movie. And then you had Dana Guerrera Okoye. She dressed up in her
Hmm.
was the Dora Milaje. She dressed up in that uniform. And then
Yeah.
they had other characters as well. But one of the things that stood out to most people is that Damson Idris, he was there as well. And he was walking with Angela Bassett. And it kind of gave people kind of like an indication is could he be casted in the next Black Panther?
The rumors have been going on for a couple of, I want to say a few months now, right? I think it started back in like June
Yeah,
that people were
sometime back,
talking about
yeah,
him being Black Panther.
like earlier, and I
Yeah.
I know it's been like we said in the rumor mill. Like we were saying, nothing's been confirmed as of yet, but it's looking like he
Hmm.
could be a front runner, to be in the position to be casted as the
Yeah.
next person to take that mantle. What do you how do you feel about this? Because I've got a few things to say, but I know you probably you've done more research and you got a lot more to talk about than me.
No, I like the casting. I think he's what 32, 33. I think it's the perfect age
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
started. I think Chadwick was a little bit older when he got cast. I think he's about 36, 7, 38, that range. Um, and he's a good actor, man. I think there's a lot of it was a lot of good people that were brought up for this role, but I think with him having so much success over the last couple of years, he's a
Hmm.
recognizable face. Um, he's a good actor. He has range, and I think he's one of the few actors that I believe that can pull it off while also not with people not worrying about someone stepping on Chadwick's legacy or his toes.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that yeah, I think he's one of my top people I would cast as Black Panther if it was me doing the casting.
The thing is this: he's really good in Snowfall, and he was really good in F1. So, like you're saying, that he does have range, and
Hmm.
he's I feel like he'd be a fan favorite because of just how he could depict the character, do like a different type of way that T'Challa, or not, sorry, not T'Challa, but the way that the Black Panther has been portrayed. I think he could give it like a whole different like perspective and kind of like carry on that legacy.
1,000%. 1,000%.
Let me see some of the kind of like the
Yeah,
notes that. Oh, go ahead.
no, I wouldn't say nothing. I'll just say I agree with you 1,000%. I can't really think. There was the young actor, the young guy that played in The Long Walk. I watched that recently. He's
Hmm.
actually pretty good. I know his name was brought up, but I think I always say Desmond. I think it's Damson.
Damson,
Okay,
Damson.
yeah,
That's his name. Damson
Damson.
Idris. Yeah,
Yeah,
Damson.
yeah, man, yeah. And it's how the actors, especially with the MCU, I don't know if they have non-disclosures,
Hmm.
but he kind of has been playing with the media, just joking around with them. But it's like hard to really gauge and read it. Like, is he being serious? Is it a smoke screen? Are we going to be surprised? Like, when will he officially be casted? Like, what are we waiting on, man? I think T'Challa is pivotal to Secret Wars, so
It
we kind of need to know. I'm pretty sure they'll probably start filming that next year.
it is pivotal to Secret Wars, and I think Honestly, I think them waiting gives them more of an opportunity to do more with the film, because obviously I feel as though
Mhm,
when we get to Doomsday and we get to Secret Wars, Letitia Wright's still going to be carrying the mantle of the Black Panther. So
mhm,
when there's that, I guess there's going to be that soft reboot of the MCU after Secret Wars, and just a couple months, it's already been confirmed. Just a couple months after Secret War, we're going to get Black Panther 3, and the fact that we get that soft reboot
mhm.
allows Marvel to do a lot more with the Black Panther.
Yeah. Yeah, I I know Black Panther like is a very pivotal figure in Marvel.
Hmm.
I never knew how passionate people were about the character of T'Challa. Like I'm passionate about him.
Yeah.
I care about the character. But I never realized how popular and how much people really care about this because when Chadwick passed, people it was kind of like you obviously you feel for the family, you feel for him, like, he was pretty young still, had a long life ahead of him, and he was on the amazing trajectory.
Yeah.
And then him passing, it was terrible. And not you got to take the character out of it. He's a human. At the end of the day, he was a human being. He had a family, he have loved ones, so you kind of gotta. It's a tricky line, bro. It's like you don't yeah, I want to see the character. I want to see T'Challa. Like that's the Black Panther I want to see. And she's right there. She did her thing, bro. We can't. I don't want to take anything from her, especially with everything that happened with that film. I think she did the best she can do, and and actually I liked her.
So
But at the end of the day, T'Challa is such an important figure in Marvel that we need a new T'Challa at this point.
So you want to see it go on, but just not hurt the legacy of Chadwick Boseman, kind of, because you're saying since it's so pivotal that this mantle needs to be carried on because it's gonna do a lot more for the MCU than just not recasting them at all. Is that what
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
what you're saying? Yeah.
And yeah, in a way,
Okay.
like I get it. Like I understand. I was
Yeah.
always in the middle.
Yeah.
We did the recast T'Challa series, and I was trying to be objective. I was never trying to, some people were very passionate about he needs to be recasted. Some people was like, no, we got to respect his legacy. I always felt somewhere in the middle. Like I care about the character Black Panther, but I also understand why they wouldn't recast it right away or bring in a new T'Challa right away. But I think at this point, with everything that the MCU is going through,
Hmm.
and everything's about to reset anyway, and they have so many avenues to bring the character back to the MCU. They gotta take full advantage of it. You have we have the time travel element, we have the multiverse element, we have the reboot coming. There's so many things you can do to bring this character back, and I think Marvel has to take advantage of it.
And I feel as though that's what they're gonna do at the end of Secret Wars when they do Black Panther 3. Like you said, they have like the variants. They could bring it back through like the time travel, and they could also. I feel as though that the next Black Panther is going to be more like a Earth based, because obviously in the past we've been getting all this multiversal planet traveling and universe traveling, all kinds of
Mhm,
different movies like that. But I feel like it's going to be like Brave New World, kind of like just more like a Earth based story, and they're gonna do something just to. I feel as though that the new Black Panther won't be announced at the beginning of the film. I feel like they're gonna go through a whole series of stuff throughout the movie, and then probably towards the end, the new Black Panther will be announced or revealed.
yeah, yeah. So you're predicting it's going to be a more grounded film.
Yeah, and
I think
and
that would be the best
that's
way
a
to go
ways
about it.
away. That's a ways away. Look, it's 2025, right?
Mhm,
We Doomsday's next year. Secret Wars is 2027. Black Panther's not until 2028. There's
mhm,
still plenty of time. So they got all kinds of planning. And I feel as though with all this time that they have time to do it right. And we already know Ryan Coogler is working on writing, the characters in the way they should be in the film. And he's already done great work. So I am very confident that we're gonna get the film we deserve.
mhm. No, I agree. I agree. I guess my question to you would be,
Sir.
what method would you what method do you predict Marvel will use to bring the character back, or and then what method would you prefer them to use to bring the character back? Because they have a bunch of different avenues and what they can do with it.
So I have a theory, and it's gonna sound kind of crazy. I feel like as though that I like the end of Black Panther 2, how they reveal T'Challa's son.
Yeah.
I feel as though that they're gonna they may age him. They may like it for Black Panther 3, they may kind of like with all the stuff that's gonna happen, the like we're supposed to get a soft reboot at the end of Secret Wars with everything that's gonna go on. I feel like they're gonna probably do like an aging of T'Challa's son to bring him to be able to take on the mantle of the Black Panther. But it won't. I feel like he won't be revealed as the next Black Panther until like probably somewhere towards the end of Black Panther 3. Because I feel like that's the best way that they could do it. Because it would just be
Mm,
weird if they did it at the very beginning of the movie. I feel as though that Letitia Wright's still gonna have a
yeah.
big impact as far as like throughout Black Panther 3, but it would make more sense to just take your time throughout the movie and reveal him as the next Black Panther. Give him pass the mantle on, and then that could possibly set up future films as well.
So you think they're going to give Shuri another at least? She's in Doomsday confirmed.
Mhm.
So if she makes the Secret Wars, and then we have Black Panther 3. So you think she's going to be Black Panther for the next three films?
If not that, then if he doesn't make it to Secret Wars
Mm.
with the whole universal thing and multiversal thing, they could bring another Black Panther, probably from another universe, probably another variant of the Black Panther.
Yeah,
You never know. Killmonger could be another variant of the Black Panther. So
yeah.
it could
You
be.
know
It
what's
could be.
interesting with Secret Wars is because it takes place on. Oh, go ahead.
No, 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 no. I was just gonna say that. But then I kind of forgot what I was gonna say. I was just gonna say it's just with different variants. I
My
mean,
bad.
yeah, but no, no. You go ahead. It may come to
Yeah,
me as we're talking.
yeah. So the thing with Secret Wars is that it takes place on Battle World, um, and that's with universes colliding or multiverses colliding. So with us being in the multiverse saga, I
Hmm.
feel like they can either do it the way you talked about, have his son grow up, or when the multiverses collided, there were characters just like if you got a Black Panther variant from this multiverse, and then you got an Iron Man, everything just they put it in one universe. So it's just one. It ended up being one of every character. Um, and I think Marvel and DC did the same thing. I think they used Secret Wars. Secret Wars, even in the comics, was like a reboot of
Okay.
everything. Like everything that happened before it didn't matter. Yeah, so they can do that. Just have the new Black Panther just be a Black Panther, then and don't explain too much about it, or it just I guess like because they changed the way the comics and the films don't always go 100% together. They may change a few things to make sense for the films. So it they could do the kid growing up being T'Challa, or they can just hey Battle World, hey he's T'Challa, he is T'Challa. It is what it is. You don't
Okay.
ask too many questions about it. It's so many different things they can do. But I like to take a look at when some of the people online like to talk about, and this is a topic again that is very, very, very polarizing, and people are passionate about it. But I checked on Reddit, and someone made a post. It was a couple months ago, but I think it's still relevant. That they titled it "A Legacy Dies When It's Frozen." T'Challa deserves to return out of genuine respect for Chadwick Boseman. How do you feel about that?
So is that essentially they're saying that he needs to be recasted? Like T'Challa needs to be recasted, and if not, if
Yeah,
he's not recasted,
they think
then they're just killing off the legacy altogether. That what that's saying.
they're basically saying the to respect Chadwick,
Okay.
keep the character going because they feel like that's what Chadwick would have wanted. He wouldn't have wanted the character to die with him.
Okay, but then why? I get that. I understand that. But why would Marvel decide to bring his son into it? Bring his son up at the end of the Black Panther 2.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what I was kind of like thinking. Like, what would be the
Oh
point
yeah.
of that?
Yeah. No.
But
Yeah. I think they. You know what? A lot of film creators, directors, writers, producers, the whole nine yards.
mhm.
They like to have options and open endings and give themselves a way out or in. So I think that they brought his son there. That can be one option, depending on how Doomsday goes, depending on how Secret War goes, depending on who we cast as the next T'Challa. Or so they gave themselves that. They have the multiverse. That's an option. Hey, we can bring them here from there. I think they like to get them, and the MCU does this a lot. They don't like to have definitive endings, or they they like to keep their options open and give them multiple ways to maneuver through the storytelling.
And I think about that too, as far as like in independent films that are still tied to MCU, but still kind of like their own separate
Mhm.
project. Like now I think with these new
Yeah.
phases, I feel like these directors and these producers, they're gonna go along the lines of making something that is still kind of independent of the MCU, that they don't have to make sure it aligns with the MCU. They have their own free
Hmm.
reign to make what they want to make. So if they want to,
Yeah.
do something with it that has an
Hmm.
open-ended question at the end of the movie, they can do it instead of no,
Yeah.
I gotta make it line up with the next movie for this movie. That way, when
Hmm.
the next movie comes out, it makes sense. Because that's how I
Hmm.
felt like that's how like
Yeah.
the first couple for Infinity War Endgame. I felt like that's how the next movie set up the next movie, the next movie set up the next movie. Versus now, I think we're gonna get some phases as far as
Yeah.
like after Secret Wars, we're gonna get some stuff that's like, no, you have the free reign to create however you want to create. You don't have to set up the next movie.
Hmm. Yeah. I agree. You're right too, because I think they learn from their mistakes.
Yeah,
They learn like
yeah,
some of these movies have
yeah,
to be able to stand on their own. Like we shouldn't have a Thor movie completely setting up something. Like
yeah,
that film had nothing to do with anything but setting up, what's going to go on in the future.
yeah.
And I
That's
think that
true.
was the
Yeah,
problem. Like for example, they made Iron Man with no expectation of anything that's going to happen afterwards, and it worked out. But then, then they had the idea. Okay, Kevin Feige's always had this idea from what I've read. He's always wanted to have a connected universe, but I think Iron Man had to be successful in order for that to happen. And Iron Man was a super successful, so that he was able to bring his ideas to life. So then you got Iron Man 2. A lot of people don't like it because it feels like they're just setting up for the next movie. Iron Man
it's
was
not like
good.
a
The first Iron Man,
standalone.
Captain America, yeah, it's not. It's yeah, it doesn't. It has too many things going on.
Yeah.
Trying to
Okay.
connect too many things. But if you look at the first Avenger, it was perfect because it was set before anything took place in MCU yet. It was in the 40s. So that's
Okay.
why that movie stood on its own and didn't have to do any real setup until the very end of the movie. So nothing, even though they had little Easter eggs and gems throughout the film that, as somebody you going back and watching it, oh, this is what they were doing. At the time, we weren't thinking like that. And I think
Because
the
we didn't
first
know.
Thor was the same thing. I think it was appreciated. Yeah, we didn't know anything about what was going on. I had no idea that the Avengers was happening until it basically you start seeing trailers. Um, but I think that what you were saying before, to your point, I think Marvel learned from their mistakes. We don't have to try to everything in this film does not have to set up another film. You
Because
can have this film be its own story. You can throw little Easter eggs in there and little hints in there without it overtaking the main point of the story.
you have too much risk of failure. Because look at this. Look at, like you said, they learn from their
Hmm.
mistakes. Look at Eternals, and then look what happened with Quantum Mania because of outside stuff. But look at like I said, look at the
Hmm.
movies like Eternals. What purpose did that serve? And what was that going to set up anyway? So they learned from that mistake, and then Quantum Mania, the whole thing. I mean, obviously, we can't predict what will happen in the future, and outside things that would happen. But that wasn't a failure, but it's still I feel like it didn't really set up much that it's gonna have now. So now they have to go a completely different route. Like you said, Marvel learned from their mistakes. Because now you have to have these standalones that with stuff that doesn't necessarily set up the next movie. That way, if something doesn't particularly work out, you could still move forward with your next phase.
Yep, 1,000%. And I have no issues with it connecting. It is a cinematic universe, so I have no issue with it. But
Yeah.
you have to make sure that you're telling a good story first. You're focusing on the characters in the movie first. You know, the best movies in the MCU were the movies that were could stand alone on its own. A perfect example, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. That movie stands on his sits on its own perfectly, but it also sets up a lot of different things. But that wasn't the focus of the movie. The
Yeah.
focus of the movie was Steve and Bucky. It set up a bunch of different things. Taking down Shield was huge. Like that was a huge Hydra Shield, whatever you want to call it. That was a huge plot point going forward in the MCU. But the main thing of the story was Steve and Bucky.
Yeah.
But then you got Iron Man 2 trying to set up too many different things, and that's why that film, even though I'm a fanboy, so I like every MCU thing. I mean, give or take a few things, but that's why that movie kind of didn't hit the same as the first Iron Man. And even Iron Man 3 did a lot of, I don't know if I would say setup, but I guess the impact of the Avengers really impacted Tony in that film. But
Yeah.
yeah, I
I
think Marvel should just stick to making good movies, bro.
I feel like Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 3 were like the only two that really didn't set up too much. Like Iron Man 3 definitely didn't set up anything. I feel like that was a if anything,
Mhm.
I feel like Iron Man 3 was just ending a loop. It was just ending kind of like ending a story and kind of like start helping
Yeah.
to start like a next
Mhm.
chapter, if you will. But I Iron Man, I
Mhm.
could say it kind of did start a story. I don't know if it really set up anything, but I can figure it was the first it was the first piece. It was the first piece to get everything rolling. I mean, you needed your first, starting point. So I guess, to start everything, I guess you could say that was the starting point. But like I said before, Iron Man 3 really didn't set up much.
Now that you say that, nothing really had impacted anything else going forward other than I think Tony, he kind of healed himself, right? He didn't need the arc reactor anymore to live, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. I think that happened. Am I tripping? I
Yeah, I
haven't
think
seen the
at
movie
the
in a
end
long
he
time.
gets like the surgery to, fix it, fix him not having the arc reactor in his body.
Yeah, so I guess that's the biggest thing that the takeaway from that film that impacted anything going forward. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah. But
And honestly, I feel
I
like
want to
that's one of the
let's see.
few it's one of the few films that really didn't set up much going forward in the MCU. I know there's some other ones, but I think, Iron Man 3, The Eternals, uh, Thor Love and Thunder, I don't think that really set up much either. Yeah.
That
Um
just wasn't a great movie.
yeah, it was, I don't know, it felt kind of like it was all over the place. I don't know what they were trying to do. I honestly, before watching the movie, I thought going
I
into the
don't think.
film, I thought they were gonna just pass the mantle. Thor was gonna pass the mantle on to like Natalie Portman's character, but I guess that didn't happen. I don't know.
Yeah, I think, shout out to her. I think she had some beef going on with Disney and Marvel at some point. So I don't know if they'll ever give her a huge role, or if she would even accept it. Because remember, she disappeared for a while,
Yeah,
until
I
Thor: Love
mean,
and Thunder. I think the last time we saw her before that was what Thor: The Dark World, right?
yep, that was the very last time. And think about that. That was like what,
Yeah, so those were
years and years
10 years
prior.
apart, damn near.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I don't
Man,
know
you
exactly, but
might
it
you
it,
might
it
be no,
it's
you
it
might be
was
right.
because Thor: Love. I mean Thor.
Ragnarok happened in
When the Dark
2018.
World came out in what 20? Yeah, Ragnarok 2018. Yeah,
And yeah,
Love and
the
Thunder
dark
had to come out. Was it after COVID?
yeah, Love and Thunder came out in COVID. or after COVID. I just don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe like
so it
20,
was up there. 7,
maybe
8,
twenty
9,
twenty
10 years.
two.
Still a long time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. But I want to see, like, I was very curious of what people thought about, you know, replacing Chadwick. And I'm not gonna read this guy's this Reddit there this shit is long as hell, bro. I'm not reading through all that. But he's basically saying that the show must go on. That we shouldn't immortalize our heroes in silence, but in the continuation of what they love doing the most. He's saying that in reference to Chadwick passing and continuing the character instead of letting it die with him. Um, people have different opinions about Black Panther and always will. Personally, as a young man of Latin America, my first encounter with Black Panther was in Ultimate Avengers. Um, I must have been about 6 years old, and he instantly stood out to me. But the moment he truly captured my heart was in the Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes. He became one of my favorite characters alongside Hawkeye and Wasp. He conveyed wisdom, flexibility, passion, and constant self-improvement. He was the kind of hero who led with integrity. So that's basically what the gist of what he's talking about, saying that so when Captain America Civil War came out, I was blown away. Chadwick Boseman, an actor I hadn't known before, brought one of my favorite characters to life in a beautiful arc about duty, vengeance, and doing what's right beyond resentment, which is true. Chadwick did amazing job. So that's basically what he's kind of talking about. And some people in the comments are saying, I think it's been long enough. No way he isn't reintroduced in Doomsday, though. No way I don't know if he's going to pop up in Doomsday. I
I
don't know.
feel
I
I
don't
feel as
think so.
though I feel as
Because
though
Shuri's in Doomsday.
well, yeah, she's confirmed for Doomsday, but I feel as though that you can't let the character
Yeah.
die. Yeah, bring what I think what Marvel's planning to do is bringing Black Panther back. I don't know necessarily know about
Hmm.
recasting T'Challa. I know Black Panther's gonna come back, and they're
Yeah.
gonna probably do
Yeah.
more things that are aligned with the comic book series because the comic book series is good. They got a lot of
Hmm.
good stories, got a good characters in the comic books, and it's just too good not to use. It's just too good material not to implement and make movies. So that's why I feel as though they're gonna bring him
Exactly.
back, or Black Panther at least.
Yeah, they have to. And for the audience or the people who are listening or will be listening to this,
Yeah,
would you define recasting as? So my definition of recasting is you're replacing the actor who played a character. It's not a new character, it's the same character, a new actor. That's what I think is that's what I think a recast is. And I think a lot of people, I don't know if I'm right or wrong about it, but I think that's where the confusion came with our recast T'Challa series is I don't think people really sat down and defined what is a recast, because that's it. My definition is a new actor is playing the same character a previous actor was playing. It's the same exact character. For example, Rhodey, Terrence Howard, and Don Cheadle. It's the same character. It's just a new actor. That's what I think a recast is. Um, I think people get that mixed up with bringing a variant. That's not the same character Chadwick was playing, or
yeah.
obviously his son will not be the same character that Chadwick was.
So if we say it like that, then I don't think there will be a recast with according to your definition of a recast. Then if it's either his son or a variant, then technically it wouldn't be a recast. It would just be a different
Hmm.
Black Panther. It would be a different T'Challa altogether if it is another T'Challa, but it's not the T'Challa
Yeah,
from this universe that we've
yeah,
seen the
mhm,
original T'Challa from the Black Panther, and that was in the Avengers movies.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, yeah, that
So what
that
what is
pretty
your
much sums it
definition
up.
of a recast?
No, exactly what you said. Like
Yeah.
it would just be the
Okay.
same character but with a different actor. That'd be a recast.
Yeah. I think people struggle to. I think the the polarizing part of the recast T'Challa movement is no one actually defined what a recast was.
Yeah.
No one did. No one ever did. Like I will see you go back to our videos and read the comment section. I would see people arguing in the comment section about two different things. Replacing the character and recasting the character are not the same thing. If you're replacing the character, it's a new character.
Yeah.
If you're recasting the character, this the new actor, same
Same
exact
character.
character.
Yeah.
And I think that's where all the madness is coming from, bro. Like when people say recast T'Challa, I get why some people will be offended, especially right after Chadwick died, because it's like, damn, the dude just died, bro.
Like
God damn, can we get some
give us
time
some
to grieve?
time.
Well, can his family get time to grieve? Give him some space? Yeah, because you got to remember that his castmates loved him. Like these people around him, Ryan Coogler and him were very close. So these people are like, it would be very hard to just replace him like that right away. So I think that's the polarizing part of the recast T'Challa movement. Recasting and replacing are not one and the same.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. No.
but we're gonna get people that again don't listen and then go crazy.
Yeah. And I feel as though it would be a good thing to continue the legacy, but like I said before, just the stories are too good. Like we didn't realize how impactful bringing in the
Yeah.
Black Panther would be to the MCU. Like I said, like we had said earlier in the podcast before, Black Panther to me was one of the first movies that had like a pretty much an all black cast. And it's not a black movie. It's just a superhero movie. It pretty much had an all black cast
Mm,
in not a
yeah.
black movie. And it just did really well. And it was
Yeah.
for introducing pretty much a new character to the MCU. It did a billion, it grossed a billion, and it was an amazing film.
Hmm. It's one of the best films in the MCU.
Yeah, for sure, 1000%.
Yeah, one of the best stories is one of the best stories, bro. It's one of the best stories. Is it had one of the best casts in all Marvel films as a total cast. Like the people they were able to get and do that film. Like we're gonna look back at that 10, 20 years from now. Like I can't believe they pulled that shit off. Like all the actors that were in that film were going to have gone on to lead their own films and do other things successfully. Um, yeah, so I think I don't know who was in charge of casting. I know Ryan Coogler had to say so, but yeah, that shit. And the thing of the difference between the first Black Panther movie and every other MCU film was it was a movement. It was the music, the Black Panther album, for the film, the music within the film, the cultural impact. That shit was a movement, bro. People was really walking around greeting each other like this for a year or two after the damn movie came out, bro.
Wakanda
That
forever.
shit
Yeah,
was
it
amazing, dude. Like I
it
went to see
got
it a couple of times, and
it got people talking. It really got it, like you said, it was a movement.
yeah,
It started a discussion that needed to be talked about. It started something that that
yeah,
we ignored for too long, and kind of it influenced a lot of things, and it helped start something different in film altogether. So yeah, to your point, it really did a lot, not just for the MCU and but for Hollywood and movies in general.
yeah. I think that may be the only film that was bigger than the MCU. And when I say that by I say that because the impact it had on the culture of people, like people in the, obviously you got Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, those type of films, but those films are within the MCU. Like I don't know how to articulate what I'm trying to say, but I feel like the Black Panther movie was bigger than the MCU. It meant more than just being an MCU film to the world.
Mhm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely right. Like the storytelling, the characters, everything that was put into the film. I feel as though that it it showed a it showed a different perspective of what a superhero movie could be outside of what a superhero movie really is. Like it wasn't all about like superheroes and fighting. It was more about like telling a story of history, if that makes any sense.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. And Ryan Coogler did his thing, bro. That shit was Yeah, that was like we're probably never going to experience that again. Like that's what I mean. That's a once in a lifetime type movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, I just remember I went to see it 3 times. All 3 times the theater was packed. People vibing, the music, the everything about it. It was just we're probably never going to experience that again.
Yeah.
Not in that way.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
no.
I do like I guess we kind of already talked about it, but you one of the topics or questions you asked, how should Marvel handle the legacy of Boseman, Boseman T'Challa while evolving the story? Um I would like to hear your thoughts on that. We kind of already hit on it, but not until like I guess we didn't go too deep into it.
Oh, sorry. That was because I had notes. I think I
No,
had
you good.
notes on it. So, how should Marvel handle the legacy of Boseman to Child
No,
while
take your
evolving
time,
the
bro.
story? Oh
Hmm.
man, that's
Hmm.
because we kind of did speak on it. I feel as though that they should just keep going with the story because why would you stop when it's been so impactful? Why would you stop here when you could keep going and kind of tell more of the story and
Hmm.
bring in more of what the Black Panther has meant to the MCU? Like you should honor Jasmine by keep going with what the Black Panther has been, and but also at the same time, kind of keeping what has been made the Black Panther successful. Keep that intact. I feel like they should just keep going the route that they would to if they when they started with the Black Panther originally. Keep going that same route.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think you gotta continue to build on the foundation that Chadwick placed down. You got to
Hmm.
continue to build on it. I think the character's too important, and I honestly believe that. Obviously, we don't know him personally, but I think if it was me, I would want the character to continue. If I was the person, if I was in Chadwick's shoes, and I knew I didn't have much longer to live, well, he probably thought he was going to beat it. To be honest, I think he thought he was going to, but I would have wanted the character to continue. I don't think he would want the character to die with him.
Yeah.
And just as long as it's done right, just do it
Uh,
right. Do him justice and keep the character going. This T'Challa is way too important to Marvel, to the culture, to everyone, to the fans. Like this character is beloved. He's one of the best comic book characters to me personally of all time. He's needed in Marvel. He's a leader. He has the resources. Yes, he's too important to what the stories that Marvel tell. And don't get me wrong, like Shuri had carried the mantle at one point, and Letitia Wright did her thing. But at the end of the day, like T'Challa is Black Panther, bro.
yep.
Like other people have held the mantle, but T'Challa is
Chala
Black
is
Panther.
Black Panther.
This
Yeah.
dude,
Oh, go
it
ahead.
yeah. No, I was just gonna say he has worked with street level heroes like Daredevil, Moon Knight. He's been part of the Avengers. He's been huge in Secret Wars, Civil War. He's been a pivotal character in every damn near every major MCU comic book iteration, a comic book story. The goddamn, he was married to Storm, had a baby with Storm. Like he's a king. He's the richest character in Marvel. He's too important. He has too many storylines and too many things to not have the character. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You gotta keep going. Gotta keep going with having him in the
Yeah,
MCU. That's even another theory that when they bring in X
one
Men, that
thousand.
then they might introduce Black Panther or this character to Storm and have them have their love story just like in the comics. That
Yeah,
is a theory. I don't know how that would work out, but
yeah,
that's one of the theories that they did have.
yeah. We'll have to dig deeper into the X-Men stuff as we get closer. But I'm sure that's a storyline that they should probably um invest in, even though Storm is not the best mother in the world. um,
Yeah,
but
I've
no,
known
man.
things as
So
far as like Storm's an awful mother, and so is some of the other characters in Marvel. But
I wonder if they do that shit on purpose, man. let's say if Idris. Oh, we already talked about this too. You know, if Idris, if it is Idris, how might the story introduce him multiverse? Also, yeah, we already talked about that. So if you guys want to hear about that, just we gotta rewind it, or I'll clip everything and put it together. But yeah, it's many ways they can bring the character into the story, and I think that's why you know Marvel has left so many things open ended. They gave themselves options
That's
to
why I
bring the
think they're
character back.
waiting.
So
They're,
he's going to be back, and is go.
well, no, I was just gonna say that's why they're waiting. So originally, it was supposed to come out. Black Panther 3 was supposed to come out like a while ago, like or earlier than what's predicted to come out
Hmm.
in 2028. So that's why feel as though they're waiting later, or well, actually, it's supposed to come out like the beginning of 2028, right after Secret Wars, because it gives, like I said in the beginning, it gives
Hmm.
them more of an opportunity to do whatever they want to do. Because with Secret Wars changing everything, it's gonna open up different avenues and give them different options on that and how they could reboot everything as far as like telling a different story with the Black Panther.
Yeah, yeah. So I think it's going to be easy transition. Just do it right. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
they will. I trust that they care about this character just as much as all the fans do. So I think they're going to do him justice, do the right thing, and bring him back to the MCU in the right fashion. And I think yeah, I think they're going to do that. I have faith. I think, for a while, a lot of people lost faith in what the MCU was doing, but I think, with Kevin Feige rethinking a lot of things, bringing some people back and getting the ship back on the water, getting the car back on the road, however you want to say it. Um, yeah, I think the MCU is gonna. I think Doomsday, and this could be a topic for
yeah.
another. We could do a whole topic for another episode, but this may be something that we may bring up in the future. Doomsday and Secret Wars, I think, might be, I don't know, better but bigger than, no, not bigger. I don't know if it's gonna be bigger than Infinity War Endgame, but I think it has the potential to be better.
I would say, yeah,
I
I would
think.
agree with you. Better, probably not bigger, because there's really been no lead up to it. Like we've said in the past,
Mhm.
what movies have gotten up to Doomsday? We've really only had Fantastic Four, and then we'll get Spider Man. And even with Spider Man, I know there's been so much to do and said about Spider Man. They're saying that it may not even lead into Doomsday. We don't know. It could, but we don't know.
Yeah, that's tough
Yeah.
because Peter and Tony's relationship is pivotal, and I think it's going to be pivotal in this story because there's a theory out there. I'm not a
Hmm.
1000% sure if it's true, and we can dive deeper into this in a later episode.
Yeah.
That Kang, Kang, Tony has always been Doom,
Yeah.
and but Kang kind of made him into Tony Stark or Iron Man so that Doom can destroy. Or he wanted to. I don't know how to put it. Make not allow Doom to get powerful. So he created Tony Stark. But Tony Stark is technically has always been
Been Doom.
Victor Von Doom.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
I
Yeah. So
I can kind of see what you're
yeah.
saying. You kind of like put a put a block on the potential that Victor Von Doom could have been. So he instead of instead of allowing Victor Von Doom to become Doom, he said, "Hey, become Tony."
Mhm.
So you because I guess he was going to be threatened by Doom. Is that probably what it's going? They're going for? Or I
Yeah,
don't.
he's threatened by Doom.
Okay.
And he's still, yeah, Doom's gonna kill him.
Okay,
Yeah.
I could kind of so
And I think that.
instead of making him bad. So
Mhm.
you're saying, okay, so to wrap it all up, you're
Mhm.
saying Victor Von Doom is more of a threat. Victor Von Doom becoming Doom is more of a threat to Kang than Iron Man. To Tony Stark becoming Iron Man is more of a threat to Kang.
Mhm.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess that could make sense.
Yeah. That's so I think that's how they're gonna tie it in. And I know people. Don't quote us on that exactly. I don't have the article or the stuff in front of me.
Yeah,
I was trying to remember off the top of my head. It was something like that. Um, but what I was going with that is Peter and Tony's relationship is important. And
yeah.
Peter, if Doom, he's gonna look exactly like Tony. Pete, it's gonna pull on the heartstrings of Peter.
It's like what?
So I think, man, it kind of has to, in some way, lead into Doomsday, man. Like it has to.
That's funny. There's a meme on the internet about that. When Peter
For
finally
real?
sees that or Doctor Doom's gonna look just like Tony. No, it's a stupid meme,
That's
but
crazy.
it's funny. No,
Nah, I believe it.
I gotta find it.
Nah,
I
I
gotta
believe
find
it.
it
No, man, but
because because it
yeah,
is gonna
yeah,
be
you gotta
kind of
see it, man. You
shocking
gotta send
because
that
he's
to
gonna be
me.
like he's gonna feel betrayed.
Or he Doom might convince him to be on his side.
That too.
I'm pretty sure Doctor Strange is going to be on Doom's side too. Yeah, so it's gonna put Peter in a tough position, and they may introduce the symbiote in Brand New Day, and because that was a very pivotal uh part of Secret Wars was him being having the symbiote. So yeah, I think that's gonna be a cool element. And all the people, it's supposed to be Punisher, Daredevil, the Hulk. It's supposed to be a bunch of people. Put a
Scorpion.
bunch of characters in this film. And Brand New Day. Brand New Day is gonna be like a mini Avengers movie.
Yeah,
With
it's
some of my favorite characters. So
yeah, it's supposed to have what, like Mister, not Mister Negative, is it? I know Scorpion is gonna be in there. That's already confirmed. Hulk. Yeah, we're supposed to
Mr.
get there.
Negative. Yeah, a lot of villains. Yeah, that shit's gonna be crazy, bro. But I think this kind of takes us right into what you had for the next topic was the most anticipated films of 2026.
Yeah. So it's a long list. Let me get because
Mhm,
so as I'm looking at the slate next year for 2026, we have a lot of films that are coming out, and even some films that I didn't even know that we were supposed to be getting. So I'm kind of excited, but I'm gonna give you the list and just kind of I kind of want you to tell me which ones that you are excited because we already have an idea, but there's some that we haven't necessarily spoke on. But
mhm.
let me give you this list.
Yeah.
So the biggest movies coming out in 2026. So we have what do we got? So we have 28 years later, The Bone Temple. So that's the next sequel after 28 years later. So that's supposed to be a trilogy. We
Mhm,
also have
mhm.
what is that? We have Scream 7. We have uh, my bad. This I'm just trying to pull this up as fast as I can. We have
They're good.
Super Mario Galaxy, the movie. We
Yeah.
have Mortal Kombat 2. We have The Mandalorian Grogu. We have
Oh
Mortal or
man.
sorry, no. We have we do have that, but we have Scary Movie 6. We have He-Man Masters of the Universe,
Yep.
Toy Story 5, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, Minions 3. We have The Odyssey, which is directed by Christopher Nolan, Spider-Man Brand New
Mhm.
Day. Uh we have another Insidious movie. It's called Thread. We have
Mhm.
Clayface, which is gonna be a Batman movie. We have The Legend of Aang, the Last Airbender. We have a Street Fighter movie coming out as well. We have the Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping, and then Avengers, Doomsday. We have Jumanji 3, and then we have Doom Messiah.
So this will be a crazy good year of movies, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, I forgot. We have the live action Moana as well.
Dude, this is gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
Well, I'm gonna get the obvious ones out of the way.
yeah,
Avengers Doomsday and Brand New Day. Yeah, yeah. That is what it is. But I am actually looking forward to the Odyssey.
yes.
The cast seems amazing.
Bro, that cast that's
Like
everybody
this
in this.
cast is crazy, bro. Matt Damon, Zendaya, Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway. Shout out to Anne Hathaway. Um, Mia Goth, uh,
Yeah.
Charlize. I never could pronounce it.
Charlize
John
Theron.
Bertha,
Yeah.
that my guy, and yeah, and then Robert Pattinson. Come on, bro, that shit about to be
It's gonna
crazy.
be
And directed
crazy.
by Christopher Nolan. That shit about to be crazy, bro. And the thing is, the other thing that's crazy about that is Tom Holland and I mean not Matt, Tom Holland and Zendaya and John Bertha all being Brand New Day as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy. Scary Movie 6, dude. I think is it the Wayne's brothers back in it? Let's get it, bro.
So
Scary
it's
Movie
the
6 about to
Wayans
be crazy.
brothers, Anna Faris, and Regina Hall. So it's the original, pretty much the original cast from the first one. That,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the characters that are still alive. Um,
Because
and
I like
Scream Seven.
the first two Scary Movies were created. Yeah, I'm gonna get the Scream, but the first two Scary Movies were created by the Wayne's brothers, and they got robbed. So the next two, the three, 4, and 5 weren't had nothing to do with them, even though they created Scary Movies. So bringing them back for sixes, I think this shit about to be epic, bro. And
It's
we
gonna
haven't
be
seen Sean
hilarious.
Wayne's in a long time, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, Sean. I
Yeah,
don't know what he's
and they
been
got
doing.
so many things to. Yeah, he's just taking a hiatus, man. But Scary Movie 6, they're gonna have so many things, bro.
To talk about.
They
Yep.
got so many things to pull from all these years, bro. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Mortal Kombat 2, I really like the first one, so I got high hopes, and I like the Johnny the dude that
Johnny
plays
Cage,
Johnny Cage. It's
Carl
the dude
Urban.
from The Boys.
Yeah, Carl. He's been in a
Yeah,
lot of things
I
too.
rock with him.
Yeah, he's been in like Lord of the
Yep,
Rings,
I
Star
rock with
Trek,
him.
and he was in Thor Ragnarok.
Hmm. I rock with well, not rock with. I can't wait for the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
Yeah,
Me and my kids and probably watched the first Mario movie at least 20 times. My kids love that movie, bro. I can watch it. I can watch it every day.
the
Love it.
crazy thing is
Um,
they're kind of branching from that. They're making a Donkey Kong movie as well. Well, yeah, from the Super Mario Brothers movie.
yeah, Donkey Kong is one of my favorite. Donkey Kong is one of my favorite Nintendo characters. Period. Like that's my dog, especially with Seth Rogen voices him, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. Scream 7.
Yeah.
The trailer was crazy. I think it's going to be great. I think they're going to bring back some legacy characters. Obviously, Neve Campbell and Courtney Cox. Obviously, but I'm a little bummed. I'm a little bummed that Jenna Ortega is not going to be in it. But hopefully, they can get shit worked out, figured out, get on the same page, and bring the two sisters back for Screen 8 and have everything. That'll be amazing. But I know that her and her co-star had some problems with what was going. They stated their opinions about certain things and shit just went left. But I think Scream 7 is going to be good regardless. Shout out to Neve Campbell and Courtney Cox. I'm excited for Scream 7. But I do hope that, they'll bring Jenna Ortega back. I think
You
she's
know what movie I watched
uh,
the first for the first
modern day
time
Scream Queen.
today?
What's that?
Scream.
What's that?
Scream.
The first one?
Yeah, I've never seen
Oh,
any of the Screams.
wow. You never saw that before?
There's a lot of movies I've never seen. A lot of horror movies I've
Wow.
never seen. You'd be surprised. There's a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
guess
horror
that makes
movies I
sense.
have never seen. Never seen that. The only Scream I've seen
Yeah,
is
I believe it.
yeah.
You know what's funny?
What's
Like
that?
you 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 have knowledge about a lot of films, and
Yeah,
I'm more of I have my niche. I like horror films and comic book films. Like on me, so I'm starting for the show. I'm starting to watch more movies. But yeah, you have a lot of knowledge of a lot of different movies, so I guess it makes sense. But at the same time, it's kind of surprising.
yeah. I mean, I've
What
seen a
I
lot of
can
movies
say
based
is
on
28
books.
years later.
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Um, 28 years later, so I can tell you now it's my turn to admit something.
yeah.
I only watched the first like 30 minutes of 28 Days Later. That movie, it was so unsettling to me that I just didn't want to continue to watch it. I just couldn't get through it. It wasn't that it was scary, it was the way it was filmed and the way they were telling the story was very strange and not it made me feel weird. and I did not want to finish the movie. So I have to force myself to go through and watch the prequels to the
28 years later.
predecessors to 28
Yeah.
years later.
The
Yeah,
thing with
yeah,
28 years, this 20 or 28 years later, I think it was done pretty well. It was interesting to me to see that the world, I guess, was back to normal uh in 28 years later. Like they're just the characters in 28 years later, they're living in some island in the UK and they don't know about the outside world and how it's pretty much the virus and the zombies aren't really a thing. It's just everything is normal. It's just they're the only ones that have to deal
yeah,
with any of
yeah,
the zombies.
yeah. I have to force myself to get through the first one, bro. I tried. I promise you, I tried my best. It was like it went maybe like September. I was trying to watch it, preparing
Hmm.
myself for October. Yeah, I got through the first about 30 minutes, and I was like, dude, this the way it's filmed is it just makes me feel strange, and I don't like it. So I turned it off. And my wife warned me too because she's seen it when she was younger, and told me that yeah, it's just it. She kind of explained exactly how I felt. She said, yeah, it's gonna be a bit unsettling, a little disturbing, and it's not that it's scary. It's just the way it's filmed.
It
It just made me. I couldn't get through it, bro.
it's just a lot of movies back then. The way that they were made, kind of had that different, that weird filter that would kind of give that weird perspective that it would be unsettling. It would make you feel weird and kind of keep you up at night thinking about it. So I could see where you're coming from.
Yeah, yeah, she was crazy. There's another movie coming out next year that I just watched the first one a
What
couple of
is it?
weeks ago with my wife because I saw the trailer for the second movie, and it's called Greenland 2 with Gerald Butler
Oh yeah,
and
that's coming up. I didn't. Yeah,
what Miranda,
you
yeah,
said that.
Miranda, yeah, coming out in January, so couple of weeks, well, 2 months. I'm looking forward to that. I watched the first one the couple weeks ago, and it was pretty good. So that's one of the ones I don't think you list or name that I think I'm excited to see.
Did-
So which ones are you? And it was another one. Hold on. Ready to die, or ready or not? Yeah, ready or not two.
Ready or not?
Here
Yeah,
I come.
that
Was another one. Yeah.
that one. I saw the first one. It's actually really good. Um, it's based on the game hide and seek. But yeah, no, I
Hmm.
enjoyed the first movie. I think the second one will be pretty good. I haven't seen a trailer on the second one, so I think the second one will be pretty good based on the first one.
Yeah. 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 But yeah, what's some of the fields you looking forward to, man?
So I am a big Hunger Games guy. So I am excited for Hunger Games, Sunrise on the
Oh
Reaping.
yeah.
So this one will go into Hamish's story, which is um, Woody Harrelson's character in the movie, his story. But it's gonna be like a younger.
Hmm.
It's gonna be like when he went through the Hunger Games. And I don't know. I I could be wrong. I know our fans will correct me. I don't think the book is written for that yet. I think it's either the book has just
Really?
came out or I don't think the book for because usually it's the book they make the book and then the movies. I don't think the book has been written for it yet. I could be wrong, but uh based on the movie that came the last Hunger Games movies, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, it didn't do really good.
Hmm.
Even though it had a great cast, I enjoyed it. I mean, I'll pretty much enjoy any type of Hunger Games stuff that
Yeah.
comes out, but it didn't do really well. So I don't know how this one's gonna be received. Hopefully, I mean, it does good. Hopefully, just the story makes sense. But we'll see.
Any more you interested in? Are
I
you really excited
am
for?
excited for Jumanji 3. The first two were really good.
Yeah.
Um, I'm pretty sure that it's gonna have Jack Black, The Rock. Uh, I've I
Kevin
forget the
Hart.
other girl. Kieran Gillian, what's her name? She was
Yeah, the girl that plays Nebula.
yeah, her.
Yeah,
I
you got it
forget her
right.
name.
Karen Gillan. Gillan. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then I already said Jack Black.
Oh, she's dope.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kevin Hart. Yeah, you say Kevin Hart, right?
Kevin. Yeah, Kevin Hart. Yeah.
Kevin
Yeah.
Hart.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna be in it. What I was thinking prior to them announcing this film is, why don't they make? a Jumanji Origins. Why don't they make a Jumanji Origins movie? Like, how did the game got made, man? Like before everything started, where the game came from? Because they just got a board game and they just
Before the
started
one, even
playing.
with Robin Williams.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
don't they make something
because
like
they
that? Because
don't really go over that in the one with Robin
they
Williams.
don't,
Yeah,
they don't. It's just he gets this game in a box, and then they just start playing, and then everything just starts happening. They don't ever really say how the game was made or really where it came from.
yeah, yeah. That would be interesting. Maybe they will. Maybe they
Hey,
will. You might be onto something, bro.
if they don't, they should.
They're gonna take your idea, man.
I mean, they should because it's like just getting this random game. I mean, obviously they're gonna say, "Oh, it came from Africa." I mean, man, we could surmise that much. I mean, with the African animals and stuff.
Mm.
And the other one I'm pretty excited
Yeah,
for is Dune Messiah because that last Dune movie was crazy. It was great. I saw it in IMAX. It was amazing.
yeah, yeah. I will have to watch the first two. No, is this the third or second one?
So Dune Messiah will be the third one.
Yeah, I gotta watch the first two.
Yeah,
I know they're good. I just
yeah,
have to watch them. That's on me.
yeah.
I gotta do.
So
I'll do my due diligence.
Dune, it's a whole book series. It's very long. I mean, when did they start writing Dune in like the 60s? Essentially, it came out before Star Wars. And here's my theory that they didn't make the
Wow.
Dune movies. They didn't make the Dune movies until they saw Star Wars because I guess they couldn't think of a way to make the Star Wars movies. Or they couldn't think of a way to make the Dune movie. So once they
That
saw the
makes
Star
sense.
Wars movies, they were like, okay, now we can make it like this. Because it's when you look at the two, when you see Star Wars and you see Dune, you're kind of like, there's some similarities, but Dune, like the story of Dune is kind of like loosely based on the Bible in a way. Kind of. It's based on the Israelites or something like that.
Yeah. No,
But it's a good movie.
yeah, that
I
makes
like it.
sense.
I'm trying to see what
Yeah.
other things.
Yeah, and the cast is phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal.
And it
No, 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 no.
yeah, they
Never
got
mind. No, I'm
Zendaya, Anna Taylor Joy.
yep. And Florence Pugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Zendaya, Anya Taylor Joy, and Florence Pugh. I'm definitely Let me watch this. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah. For Dune Messiah, so that means it's gonna be interesting because Anya Taylor Joy's character isn't born yet. Well, let me. I don't want to ruin for you. Never mind. I don't want to ruin for you. Never mind. You'll see what I'm talking about. You'll see. We could
Yeah,
talk about it whenever you watch it because it's
I'm gonna watch them this week. I'm gonna watch both
yeah.
of them this week. I don't
It's
got nothing
it
better to
it,
do.
it kind of like it kind of makes something interesting when they're gonna make the third film. But
Yeah.
Mandalorian and the Grogu, uh, that should be interesting.
Oh, another
That
one, Project Hail Mary
I don't know anything
with
about
Ryan
that.
Gosling. I think
Yeah.
that's be pretty cool. He's like the science teacher. He's like a science teacher that gets sent to space because he's like the only person in the world that can do what they need him to do. And he's not an astronaut. He's just a science teacher or some shit like that. Um, yeah. Oh no. Is it no? Maybe that's the wrong movie. Hold on, let me see. Uh,
Let me see this. Let me
Ryan
check this out.
Gosling, an astronaut who wakes up alone on a space station with no memory or of who he is and why he's there. Okay, that's a different movie I'm talking about. Then that still sounds crazy.
And then we
Yeah,
get the
this could be
street.
what is it called? The Bride comes out.
Is that about based on Frankenstein? Is that what it is?
Hmm. Yeah. Yep.
And then there's
You were saying Street Fighters.
Street Fighter. Yeah, Street Fighter. It's weird. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat came out in the
Yeah.
same year, but so the casting for that is
I'm
interesting.
here
They
for it.
say they got 50 Cent as what's Balrog, yeah, the boxer from Street Fighter.
Really?
Yeah, you haven't seen the yeah, he
Wow.
worked out for you haven't seen the pictures of the video. Yeah, 50 Cent's gonna be a character for Street Fighter.
I have not, bro.
It's gonna be. It's actually a decent looking
I
cast.
have not, bro. That's crazy. I'm looking at it now. Okay.
It's gonna. Uh,
Jason Momoa, Eric
yeah,
Andre.
yeah. It's interesting because it seems like some of the
Okay.
characters from, or like some of the wrestlers from like WWE are gonna be in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see, man. It's gonna be a good year for movies, bro. I'm really
Yeah,
excited. Like, I feel like we haven't had a year like this in a long time. I'm trying to think when the last time we had a year with like this many good movies coming out
yeah.
or
I mean,
anticipated movies coming out.
you're, yeah, you're absolutely right because everything is syncing up. Everything is lining up. I feel like there's this theory that it's not millennials, it's Gen Z that's gonna bring back the movie experience. They're gonna revamp it, is what the theory is. But
No,
I
I
feel
hope so.
and I
Shit.
feel as though like the fact that we're out of this COVID era and the writer strike is all over, and I feel like we're getting back on
Yeah.
track as far as like creating movies and getting back to the movie theaters.
Yeah, I think COVID kind of ruined the movie industry for a couple of years. It was a very weird time for everyone. So I think honestly, we're really getting over the COVID era of movies.
Hmm.
I think it started like this year or last year. It really started the recovery, but probably this year. To really start bouncing back because yeah, that shit was crazy with COVID. With 2020 and 2023 all feel like the same year. It's like it felt like 1 year went by in that time.
Yeah, yeah, I can kind of see what you're saying there. At the same time, it feels so weird that it happened. It feels like it happened such a long time ago. It was only 5 years ago.
Hmm. Yeah, bro. Think about how crazy that is. Like 2020 was one of the strangest years, like in our lifetime. Like people
Yep.
passed. Didn't Kobe pass? Did he? Yeah, I think Kobe passed. Chadwick passed. COVID was happening. We had the world shut down for a few weeks to months. That was a strange year, bro. Like people are like the vaccines and people are dying from COVID. Like and people are terrified. Like mass hysteria. That's what make me. And maybe we can find a way to bring this into one of the episodes. Like what would actually happen if we had to become like an like a apocalypse happen, like whether it's a disease, zombies, or how crazy or how something like that, even something as little, I'm not gonna say COVID is little, but something as simple as an illness, a virus can cause like the world to just collapse and shut down. Like that shit was crazy, bro.
You know what's funny? And this is actually kind of funny, even though it could end up being something later. Did you hear about that monkey that escaped? I guess they
Oh my
were
god.
they were
Yes.
experimenting with some monkeys and a virus or something like that, and then one of them escaped. Is out in the wild right
Yeah.
now. Uh, Has it been found? Do you know?
Let me see.
Because
Dude, that shit
that
was
could
crazy. My
end up
wife showed me that shit.
awful. I don't.
Monkey escape in Mississippi uncovers secretive world of animal research. Oh, that's crazy.
It's
I don't know if they
ridiculous.
captured it, bro. It's in Mississippi.
Of all places,
What
that's
the
kind of
fuck?
weird.
Dude, that's like the planet. This is the beginning. This could be like it
Planet,
remind me of the beginning of the Planet of the Apes,
Planet
the
of
one
the
with
Apes. Yep.
James Franco.
Yeah.
Yeah, with James the first like the one with James Franco. That's what this remind me of. Like
I
that's
was just
crazy, bro.
talking to someone about that. When they told me, I was like, "Yeah, this is the plot to Planet of the Apes. Like, this person or this monkey's gonna spread it. It's over." But
That's terrifying. And just and we can end it here. We can end the live stream here because people will be like, "What the fuck y'all talking about?"
what's going on?
But
Talking about
um,
talk about monkeys.
Yeah, monkeys with diseases and shit. But just think about how a virus spreads. Like COVID, supposedly started somewhere in China, and just one person, two people, that people flying. Just how fast the world got COVID. Like how that's just so crazy to me. Like how fast it happens. That's how I know we wouldn't actually be able to survive a zombie apocalypse. Like no one, people think, oh yeah, I got all this food. We wouldn't be able to survive. Just look how fast COVID shut down the world. Now, could you imagine if it was a zombie apocalypse?
If they're as long as they're not super zombies, I mean, I don't know. As long as it's not airborne, as long as the virus is not airborne. But
I guess, yeah, I guess you got a point.
think about it. If you go to if the people on an island are safe.
Yeah, but most of the world ain't on islands.
Yeah. I wonder if people living like the North Pole or wherever, South Pole, North Pole, wherever, would be safe from like zombies.
You would think so. I don't know how would weather impact zombies. I don't know. I think it would. I think like if it's that cold, like and you be walking on ice, and then they got to worry about other. Well, you know what the scary part would be if a polar bear like try to kill it and eat it or whatever,
Oh my
and then
god.
now we got a zombie polar bear. You know, and that's crazy because you know what? Polar bears do what? They eat fish and seals. So you know what? They can spread it in the water, and there you go.
Polar bears are the largest predator on land. Yep, sure are.
Better, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I mean, they
So
live in the
and they
North
eat
Pole.
seafood, so they're gonna be yeah, that'll be yeah. I don't know, but that's a topic for another day. Um, I don't got anything else, man. You got anything?
No, that's pretty much the only topics I had. I watched that. What did I watch?
Yeah, no, I think it was a great show.
No, that was legit. I liked it. I was gonna say I watched the verses.
Yeah, the verses was I like the crowd was bad, but
Yeah.
they probably should have had it in New Orleans, but I don't know how many. I think something bad would have happened. So, but the verses was good. To be fair, growing up, right, I was a more no limit than Cash Money. Growing up, but before the verses, I'm like, does No Limit really have like a chance?
Oh,
And
s-
after talking with my younger brother about it, oh, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I was thinking the same thing. I was like, Cash Money has more songs than No Limit. But to me, this is what it was the way that No Limit performed. And the fact that No Limit had like 20 niggas out there.
Hmm.
They only had 20 niggas on stage. And like Cash Money only had who they had? They had
Hmm.
BG, Juvie, Birdman, and Manny Fresh. And freaking what No
Manny.
Limit had like everybody.
Yeah, it's a weird dynamic in history.
Yeah.
Growing up, I know like I listened to No Limit more probably because my dad listened to No Limit more. Um, but a lot of my cousins and a lot of my people at school listened to Cash Money. I
Cash
always
Money.
thought I didn't appreciate, what they were doing until I got a little older and realized they brought the New Orleans. So how can I say this? No Limit didn't really sound like the Cash Money brought the New Orleans dance, the New Orleans. I forgot what they call it. They brought that sound to the industry.
Yeah.
No Limit kind of had a different sound,
Yeah.
in what the New Orleans. I think it was like a bounce, New Orleans bounce or whatever. Manny Fresh really brought that to the world. But I can say that I think it was No Limit that actually did a good job. But
I,
I forgot about how many songs they actually had.
I'll tell you this. Coming up, It was for me and my brothers. It was both. It was No Limit and Cash Money. When I being younger, I remember hearing more No Limit earlier on than Cash Money. Like make them say and then
Mhm.
we roll tight whips, um, use it like that.
Mhm.
But it wasn't until later till we
Mhm.
heard that we knew more about like Cash Money. But as far as like the verses, No Limit, better performance overall. Mia X, God, boy, she's killing it. She's rapping like in 1998, man.
Yeah, she was the
I mean,
MVP.
Juvie
She's the
did
MVP
good
for
too,
sure.
but nah, man, No Limit.
Yeah.
And then I think what solidified it for No Limit to win it is the fact that they brought Snoop out at the very end. Oh, like yeah, that's probably the best thing they could have did. Because I was like, Snoop was there. I didn't realize he was there the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, and they saved his life. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That was
They
a
sure did.
yeah. But 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 um yeah. I don't got anything else. I know people gonna be turning to the stream and like, what the hell are these dudes talking about?
Oh! I didn't
The
think we were
stream was
still.
about
Yeah, we're still live.
Desmond
Yeah, I
Idris
didn't
as
realize
Black
it.
Panther. Yeah, we're still live. So I'm about to end it. I appreciate everybody for checking us out. If you weren't listening to us live, this will be on our YouTube channel, so you can listen to it back. Today we did discuss Damson Idris as the new Black Panther. Supposedly, we don't know. We talked about the legacy of T'Challa. I mean, the legacy of Chadwick Boseman and T'Challa. We got into some movie topics, anticipated movies of 2026, and the movies we're most excited for. So that's what we discussed today. So if you heard the last conversation, we kind of were talking about the No Limit and Cash Money versus. But that's all I got, man. For you got anything else for them?
Nah. Um, this was good. I enjoyed doing this. I mean, I knew that Black Panther was a big topic, and I know you'd probably kind of try to do some more with that another series. So I mean, what better way to start it off than start it off here?
Yes, sir. All right, man. Shout out to our audience and people listening. We are going to get we're going to get a schedule where we go live at least once a week or try to get some daily episodes out, and then we're going to continue to shoot our uh, normal podcast. So we're going to work on that, but we appreciate y'all for stopping by and chilling with us for about an hour. Shout out to